Hello everyone and welcome back. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our first lab and the lab environment. So if you look on the left hand side, here's our instructions for the lab, and you can go ahead and scroll through these to see the entire lab. And on the right hand side is our JDoodle terminal. So one of the key things here is your output will be in this small window down here, and the execute button will trigger the execution. So I wanted to use JDoodle in this environment. It's a lot simpler to get started with. You don't have to learn an editor, and you don't have to learn the command line for compiling and running Java code. So by the end of this lab, let's look at our objectives. You'll understand the basic structure of a Java program, learn how to write and compile and run Java code using the JDoodle online editor, gain some experience using system.out.println, and develop confidence using the online programming lab environment that we have here. So we've already looked at our Hello World program. I'm going to go ahead and copy this code, and I'm going to paste it into our environment over here. You can certainly type the code into the lab terminal, but in my case, in terms of expediting this video, I usually copy and paste the code. So one of the things to make sure of is that you've copied everything, including the beginning and ending curly brace. If you take those off, it'll create an error condition. So once you're satisfied that it's in there, I'm going to go ahead and click the execute button, and you can see that JDoodle is compiling and running it for us, and here's our output of Hello World. So we've already gone through an explanation of the code in the previous lesson, so I won't repeat that. But one of the things you can do to experiment with the code is different error conditions. And so one of the things that it mentions here in the instructions is to remove the ending curly or the ending semicolon on this statement, which we'll go ahead and do. I'll click execute, and notice now that it prints out an error condition that it expected to see that semicolon. So that's one of the things you can get used to is trying to make sure that everything has a legal syntax, and when you do get an error message that you're able to correct it. So I'll put the semicolon back, and we'll go ahead and rerun the program, and we're back to our normal state there. So there's a summary here at the end of the lab. You can experiment with some different text within here, and also different error conditions as well. Perhaps removing one of the curly braces and experimenting and seeing what kind of error messages you get. Well, that's it for our very first lab. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.